Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Hope everybody had a great weekend there. Today we are going live here from Orlando, Florida. If you guys heard the fire trucks in the background, I do apologize about that. It looks like things are getting a little crazy down here right now. I thought we would start today since, we're starting to get ready for open enrollment and those things are happening. We're mentally preparing ourselves to talk a little bit about how can we work on our front end? How can we actually get a hold of people? We understand open enrollment. It's a busy time, but unless you have a lead program where you are getting live leads constantly being fed to your phone, which I know we have a few people out there that do that, if not, you still have to work on getting those leads and you have to work on your front end. So what can you do during the busiest time of year to clean up your front end business to help you close in the end? So that's what we'll talk about today. So it's really about perseverance. So perseverance is failing 19 times and exceeding the 20th. That's the absolute truth when it comes to, definitely working your front end and your leads. So we will jump into that today. So happy Monday, everybody. If this is your first Motivation Monday, this is what we're going to do. We're going to go through tip of the week. We're going to go through what our trends are, take a look at who our sales leader are, and then we'll end with how can we effectively work the front end of our leads? How can we effectively do some appointments that way? So for as far as it goes for the tip of the week last week, we all got that thing about what Trump is doing and how short-term medical sales are going to be affected, the 12-month rule. Well, guess what? Even with the 12-month rule, it doesn't matter. Insurance companies can't just change on a dime. The way these products are filed, the way everything is written, they have to go through and refile their products, and that can take a pretty long time, 3 to 6 months. So as of right now, still selling what we're selling. A lot of companies I know out there are starting very early. If not, we should be expecting a lot of them this week, saying, hey, if you sell a 12-month plan or 3x4, we'll just roll that into a 12-month plan when that happens. So those, you should be seeing those emails out. I know at AHCP, we will keep you in touch with that, but just to let you know, still sell those short-term plans the way they are. So the tip of the week for this week is about the Lead Generation Summit. It's an email that went out Saturday, actually. So it's an email that went out Saturday about a free online virtual lead generation summit. It's coming up soon. It's one of those things that, hey, if you have a little bit of time to jump into it, I probably wouldn't spend every day listening to it. It's not going to really be worth your time. But just to give you some ideas on how different lead generations work. I know a lot of questions we get are, hey, how did you get these leads? How do these things happen? What are the best leads? This is going to be an area where you can kind of educate yourself on that. But again, it is taking time away from your business. But just want to let you know, it's going live November 6th through the 10th. So let's take a look at some of the trends that are going on out there. I'm actually just going to throw these up all the way. So we had a slight decrease in short-term medical sales last week with no change in fixed benefits. So we can kind of see people are starting to get in the mindset of open enrollment. That being said, when we start getting in the mindset of open enrollment, and our customers are too, we know what the premiums are coming up for major medical. Unless we have that client that has those extremely pre-existing conditions or critical illnesses, a lot of times short-terms can be better. They are about half the price of a major medical. Limited benefits can be about half the price of a short-term, depending on state and age range. One of the things we need to do is actually educate our customer and spend our time working on that. So no change again in fixed benefit. Medicare, we are holding strong. I know AEP started. I've gotten a ton of great questions. Tammy, our Medicare trainer, has been out at a few agencies, just making sure everything's rolling out smooth, and looks like we're having a great AEP right now. As far as it goes in supplements, that's kind of where we made up our money this last week. So we really had no change in accident sales, still leading with Healthy America. We had a large increase there in critical illness, which is always great with CBL and NatGen, and then a huge increase in dental. Again, dental I know is not the bread and butter. It's not where you're going to get your paycheck. We really just sell it for retention and to keep our clients happy, give them the mindset of, hey, everything is connected that way. So let's do some shout outs. As far as it goes with Limited Medical, I will tell you, I am not shocked by this name at all. Good job, Katya Santamaria, Andrew Orlikov taking silver there, and Robert Swander in bronze. Funny enough, those are the exact same three as last week. So good job, you three. Keep that consistent work going. I can tell you, I know your paychecks are the ones that are happy. Shout out here in short-term medical, we have Tony Cox leading there with gold. And Tony actually not only got gold, but he kind of knocked everybody out of the park with that. So congratulations, Tony, grabbing your bag. Good job with that. And hey, Katya, look, you're on the board again there with the short-term medical. So not only leading there in limited med, but also on the board there in the top 3 for short-term. So kudos. So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to talk about effectively working a lead. So if this is your first Motivation Monday, one of the things I'm going to let you know is these are quick. We try to get you out of the phone, off of it in about 15 minutes. Today, we might be running even a little quicker than that, which is good. We just want you to pick up 1 or 2 tricks here where you can actually walk away with something useful. So just to let you know, this is the progression of a sale. This is actually done by marketing professional services. So this is somebody who went and researched how the progression of an average sale works. So the client goes through, they put their information online, we get the information and we reach out. Some people have a different touch point sales process, and that's actually what we're going to talk about today. Taking a look at research, taking a look at a lot of different experiences from a lot of different agencies, how can we effectively do it? So contact one of the interesting things is 43% of salespeople have given up. A lot of us, we will roll our eyes, but these are salespeople who may not exactly do the commissions as well. I'll tell you, I went into an agency probably about 5 years ago where they said, hey, you know, we're actually really having a problem on the front end. Our agents aren't effectively contacting, but don't worry, when we actually get somebody on the phone, we can set an appointment and close them. So great, take a look. So we pulled up a simple report out of their CRM. They were using Siebel at the time. And funny enough, about half of their agents gave up on the first call. One of the questions I asked them, like, well, you know, what's going on? Why is that? He's like, I have no idea. I'm like, do they pay for their leads? They didn't. So for them, they just turn and burn. As us, when we actually have to pay for them, I'll tell you, we're probably not going to give up after contact one. Contact two, 68% of salespeople have given up. So this is why I'm telling you about this. A lot of these leads go online in multiple different sources. A lot of the people who work in call centers will give up easily. For us, we won't. We will actually help these people. By contact three, 80% of the salespeople have given up. So that's kind of nice. So if you know you have a lead that's been contacted a few times, it's actually kind of fun because you can be the one who's actually going to go above and beyond and actually get the lead and talk to them. Contact four, low-hanging fruit is harvested here, meaning those are easy sales. By contact five, you're actually starting to get to know them. Contact six, guaranteed you're almost the only one to do it. So this is just a progression of a normal sale. Let's take a look at another research here. So throwing this up, if we take a look at what the sales funnel is, let's say you get a brand new lead, 100% brand new leads, right? Out of that, only 82% actually can get contacted just for the first time. Out of those, 60% you actually have a meeting. Out of those, 50% actually show up, 38 commit, and about a 20% close rate. One of the areas we need to focus on, if you can tell, is the opportunity area, to just be able to get a hold of the person. So probability of making contact, it has been said over and over and over that it actually takes 8 contacts to get a hold of somebody and effectively make a sale. If you haven't heard the 8 number, take a look at it online. There's a ridiculous amount of research, but a lot of people give up. They get discouraged easy, which is why we talked about perseverance. One of the biggest tips is just pick up the phone. I know it sounds kind of funny and kind of stupid, but if you're sitting there and you haven't contacted your client 8 different ways, and I'm not saying just calling every time, there's a lot of different ways to contact people, especially if you're starting to look at working with other generations like millennials. Odds of contact being made goes up when other people are giving up. So keep that in mind. Okay, 50% of leads are qualified, but they are not ready to buy. 50% of sales happen after the 5th touch. One of the funny things is, and I know as a salesperson, I can confess, I'll say, hey, I have to talk to my spouse, I have to think about it, pray about it, really spend my time focusing on whatever the question is. After a while, I'll give up, right? That's when you can go in and clean up what other people have dropped the ball on. If you have a pool of old leads, I used to call it a free pool, because there's a pool of free leads for me to work that when I needed to get a mental break, that I would. These are people where, hey, if you have time to just dial, just do a little bit of dialing. You can actually clean up what other people's mistakes are. So 50% of leads are not qualified to buy. Saying it's going to take a little bit of time for you to actually have that sale and actually go through and prospect with that client. The nice thing is with these leads, A, they've already made the decision. B, they're waiting. Keep in mind, a lot of the time with these leads, they don't know how to buy the insurance themselves. If you don't know this, go online. You can actually buy a lot of the insurance that you are selling online. You know, especially with the major medical, hey, they can go through healthcare.gov. So take a look at that. They can actually do this on their own. These are people who don't know how to. These are people who went and put their information online. You can tell me, hey, I would never put my information online. That's good for you. That's not them. They did put their information online. They are the ones who need help. They're the ones who, guess what? They got confused. They had a salesperson talk a lot about insurance jargon, which is one of those things that we say don't do. And guess what? They shut down. That's okay. Just keep working on them and they can get back to you. So with this, let's go through. You get a brand new lead. Let's work through a thought process. What is an effective way to work a lead? So you get it right away, day one, okay? You get the lead. If you guys do not call the lead the second you get it, that might be an issue. First off, when you get a lead, do it. If you don't double dial on your first lead, you may want to think about that as well. If anybody's ever had a number call your phone you don't know, you won't answer it. Right? Let's just be honest. You won't answer it. Majority of us won't answer it. I will always have the one person in the room like, oh, I do it. I'm like, you're a better person than the rest of us. That you won't answer it. But if a number dials your phone twice, you will. You have a 90% chance of somebody answering the phone right away if you double dial it. So try that. Always leave a voicemail on that second dial. Leave a voicemail. If you don't know how to effectively leave a voicemail, you're saying, hey, you know what, Dan, I've left 100 voicemails and I never got one person to contact me back. Leave yourself a voicemail. My very first hint. Call a friend's phone. Leave yourself a voicemail. Listen to it. If you are bored, they've been bored for a long time. If you have no idea what you're saying, they really don't. If you also want to take a look at some of the voicemails, we have a voicemail training online that you can take a look at. We also have some voicemail scripts that you can take a look at that might give you an idea of how to do it. Biggest hints with the voicemail, if you extend past 30 seconds, you're really wasting your time. If you can get everything out in literally a few sentence elevator pitch, you're doing great. Also shoot an email. Yeah, we know a lot of our emails go to spam filter. If you have a way to text a client too, absolutely do that as long as you can do it legally. So it says no to mass text because that gets you in a ton of trouble. But if you have a way to text a client, do that. A lot of people now will only respond through text. If you're talking to your kids, think about this. If you're talking to your kids and you need something done, they are more than likely going to respond to you via text, right? Because you can call them, they're not going to answer. You can try to talk to them, they're too busy looking at their phone. You shoot them a text, they are sure as heck going to respond pretty dang quick. Think about that. One of the effective ways to contact somebody now is through text. It has changed. If you're somebody who's been in this business for 20 years, like myself, I've been in this business for a long time. I'll tell you, text, it is a new upcoming way. Also email. Somebody may be at a computer all day long. They work a 9 to 5. They're at their computer. They're slightly bored during certain hours of the day. Bam, you can contact them. So give them a call the second you get the lead, and always give it a call towards the end of the day. I usually like try to make it when they are either on their way home from work or done with work, more than likely to talk. That is day one. Day two, what I like to do is I like to get all of my new leads up together on my second day, and I like to blast them out right away in the morning. It just makes me happy. It gets me energized. I have a better contact rate. We all know that. So we do that. If you don't get a hold of them, leave them a voicemail. Again, in your voicemail saying, hey, you know what, I tried to contact you yesterday. You put your information in. I bet you do have a lot of questions. My services are free. I can be reached at. Okay. Give them a call in the middle of the day during lunch as well. Now, can you see how we're effectively doing touch points? A lot of people have given up. Day three, I like to call an email. I don't like to leave a voicemail on my third day. I've already left them 2 voicemails. If they haven't responded with it, might not be the best chance. I like to send them an email. My emails are saying, hey, you know what, I reached out for you a few days here. You know, you had a lot of questions on insurance. That's probably why you went online. My job as a broker is I work with a lot of different carriers. The nice thing is that my services are absolutely free. My sole purpose here is to make sure you get the insurance that you need. Make sure that is branded specific. By that, I mean, make sure you look like a professional. We do have a really good branding webinar that you can take a look at of how to effectively brand yourself. Why does branding matter? Because I'll tell you, if I see somebody who does a garbage brand, I think they're just a garbage business. People now, because of how easy it is to get logos made and brands made, are expecting that at a minimum, So you can go to Fiverr, have somebody make your logo, you are good to go. I like to wait a day. They're probably going to get pretty sick of me by now. So I'm going to call day 5. Let's do this. Let's leave a voicemail for them on day 5, letting them know that I'm here. And then I'm going to give them a little bit of a break. Okay. Again, they said 8 touch points. We're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is number 7. 7 is a call and an email. Letting them know that how busy you are, letting them know that what time of year it is. And note, you're going to have a lot of other leads you're going to work with. You have a lot of appointments going on. You don't have time to really do too much chasing. You got to kind of get the parent tone at this time. The big parent tone comes on day 14, because this is my favorite voicemail. And if you've never done this one, I highly recommend trying this with your old leads. I'm going to close your file. Sounds kind of threatening. Sounds kind of scary. What that means is, hey, you know what? I have tried contacting you. I'm going to close your file. I have done 8 touch points. I've done 8 touch points for you. At this time, I'm going to close your file. You have to the end of the day to contact me. Again, my services are free. That kind of a voicemail. Don't worry, that's in our voicemail training, but I say give it a shot. It is so much fun. You're going to just squeal. It is a blast. Day 14 plus, you can do some emails. The nice thing is with those older leads, yeah, you can do a free pool call list. I absolutely love it, but they're also really good, if you haven't done this, for just marketing blasts. Because if these people respond, guess what? I'm going to start back over on my lead program. These are people who are actually interested then. Bam, you responded, great. Let's be friends. Let's go through this. Take a look at how many touch points there are. Take a look at the different ways. Again, if you do have text options, absolutely do that. I have a young agent. She's 21. Absolutely killing it this year. She's doing great. And I go up to her and I say, hey, you know, why are you doing so good? She's like, I just text people. It makes my life a lot easier. Okay. It's been working for her. So those are some of the touch points. Don't worry, this is recorded. Don't worry, this will be posted online on our website there. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, do please let me know. And let's wrap up with there are no limits. There are only plateaus, and you must not stay there. You must go beyond them. If you do have a minute or two, I'm going to put up a quick poll for you. If you are more than willing to do that, it's just talking about what your thoughts are on motivation. It's when it's coming up to open enrollment here. But spend a second or two on this. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, always reach out there to hcpsales.com. And I want to thank everybody for their time, and have a great Monday.